Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. My name is Ronsley, and I'm excited to have you on episode 19 of my AI love affair. Today, we're talking about ChatGPT plugins. We're going to talk about why it is probably a really good idea to understand how these plugins work, because it's like giving ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, your prompts, a superpower. If you thought artificial intelligence was a superpower and you thought ChatGPT was a superpower, I want to show you how plugins are going to blow your mind. And if you haven't watched the previous tech stack, we spoke about ChatGPT's code interpreter, which is also extremely powerful. And so are the plugins. And I'm going to show you how I use the top 10 plugins in my workflow to do some pretty amazing things, from summarizing YouTube videos to creating some amazing graphs and charts. So come, let's learn. Hey, it's Ronsley. Welcome, you AI geek, to this podcast, my AI love affair. Consider this podcast your digital compass, guiding you through the labyrinth that is business growth using artificial intelligence. Running a business as a creative can sometimes be like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. But what if you had a secret tool that could align all the colors for you? That is AI. It's like a master key unlocking multiple doors. Thanks for being here. Let's learn. So, one of the things about ChatGPT plugins, it is really easy to use. When you think about putting plugins together, you can combine them and you can use some really cool tools that does phenomenal things with your inputs and also with the output that it generates through ChatGPT. So let me start with talking about the basics. Then I'm going to break it down into some key principles that I'd love you to understand, some components, and then let's talk about applications. And finally, I'm going to show you how I use it. I'm going to share my screen and show you how I use my top 10 plugins. All right. Let's do this. So what are ChatGPT plugins? They are kind of additional tools or features that can be used with the ChatGPT AI model to enhance its functionality. Think of them like extra toppings on a pizza. They add more flavor and variety to the basic cheese and tomato base. There's nothing wrong with that, but adding some basil leaves will make it a really good pizza. And if you have really good dough, it'll make it an even better pizza. So understanding ChatGPT plugins is like knowing how to use all the tools in a toolbox. Each plugin has a unique function, and that can help you solve a specific problem or perform a specific task more efficiently. So for us online business owners and creative entrepreneurs, these plugins can automate a lot of tasks. It can provide insight and can even help with some pretty amazing content creation. And I think understanding why that is so important is really, really one of the things that is going to accelerate our use of AI. So imagine being a solo sailor navigating through the vast ocean of AI. ChatGPT plugins are like your navigation tools. It'll help you chart your course, avoid obstacles, and reach your destination faster. They can save time, reduce workload, and provide invaluable insights to help you grow your business. So I want to show you how that can be done with specific examples at the end of this session. So let's talk with some basic concepts. The first principle that I want you to understand is that plugins enhance functionality. So think of a plugin like a power-up in a video game. I'm not sure if you guys play video games. I used to. I don't anymore. I don't have the time for it. But it gives your character, in this case, ChatGPT, new abilities to enhance existing capabilities. So what is it that you have right now and you want to enhance? Plugins can do that for you. The second concept is plugins are very task specific. So plugin does very specific things depending on what you're after. So it's like having apps on your phone. You would never use the weather app to send messages. You use the weather app to check the weather and check the forecast, not to send messages or click a photograph. So apps just like apps, it does a specific function. Plugins do a specific task function. And they can work together, just like you can have a couple of apps that work together. Think of it as a construction project where different types of workers, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, they all work together to build a house. ChatGPT plugins are similar. And when you think about apps like Zapier and IFE, if this then that, these are apps that combine and put multiple apps and allow you to work with them together. ChatGPT plugins allow you to work with 3 plugins at one go. I'll show you how to do that. All right. Let's talk about the different components involved in ChatGPT plugins. Now, the first one is the plugin interface. Think of it as the steering wheel and pedals in a car. They allow you to control the vehicle speed and the direction. So that's the plugin interface that when you get into ChatGPT, you go into the plus version, and down the bottom on the left-hand side, you'll see settings. In there, you'll have to go into features and settings and enable plugins. So that is the interface. When you click on that, you'll see a variety of plugins that you can enable. The second thing, or second component, is the plugin functionality. Now, I mentioned before about how each plugin is very task specific. So the functionality of a plugin is like the special ability of a superhero. It's what makes the plugin useful and unique. And that's what you got to understand, is that the plugin functionality is important to you enabling that plugin. And finally, the plugin integration. It is like fitting a new piece into a puzzle. It needs to connect with the existing pieces, and in this case, it's the ChatGPT model, to create and complete the entire picture. Now, these integrations, when it combines with your input and output and with the intelligence of ChatGPT, can do phenomenal things. And by the way, I mentioned Zapier earlier, or Zapier, depending on which part of the world you're listening to this. Zapier also has a plugin functionality within ChatGPT. So not only can you connect all your apps and emails and everything to Zapier, you can also connect Zapier to ChatGPT and take that information and use intelligence over all the different components within your business. So let's talk about different applications, and then we're going to cover some use cases. All right. So the first thing is content creation. A plugin can be like your personal brainstorming partner, help you come up with new ideas for blog posts, social media content, for product descriptions. It can help you focus on what your clients are searching for right now. It can help you look at what is out there so that you can create content that's relevant. And these are really important plugins that you can use to like really 10x what you're doing right now. Okay. So that's application number 1. Number 2 is customer service. And we speak about customer service a lot because a lot of us think that this is probably one of the most useful applications of artificial intelligence, where you can take someone's query and help them get where they want to go by using AI. So think of it as a helpful store assistant who can provide product details, check stock availability, and even suggest complementary services. How cool would that be if you had that within your business? And finally, think of this third application as very important, because we did not know how to do this before unless you were a data scientist. It can do data analysis. And a plugin can be your personal data analyst. It can provide insights and summaries from large amounts of data. That includes your profit and loss statement, your balance sheet, your email database, anything that you can remove and you can put into a CSV file is extremely valuable, because you can take that data and you can ask ChatGPT to analyze it. Okay, so I want to show you that there are 10 plugins that I use a lot, and I decided to like summarize them. But because I wanted to keep these episodes small, I'm going to show you how I do the first 2 or 3. And then the rest of this video is going to be inside the Discord group. So go to aigeeks.co/Discord, and you'll be able to get the full video of how I use this for free. So aigeeks.co/Discord. And when you join Discord, if you've never used ChatGPT or have no idea of AI before, go to aigeeks.co/level1. And I have compiled a list of 20 lessons 10 prompts and 10 concepts for you to understand and use AI within your business. It's free. Go get it. So the Discord group and level 1 is where you need to go for any more information and if you want to dive deeper into this topic. So let me share my screen and I'm going to show you how I use a few of these plugins. Okay, so this is my ChatGPT interface. Now, when you come in here, you will see, I got the plus version, and I have a few things enabled, but for you to enable it, you'll have to come down the bottom here, go to settings, and then come to beta features here and click on that and then enable plugins. If you watch the previous episode, you'll have to enable code interpreter if you wanted to use that, and that's the previous tech stack. Let's get into plugins. When you're using plugins, you'll have to come up the top here and move it from the 3.5 version, which is actually really powerful, to the GPT-4 version. And then you're going to come down the bottom and click on plugins. Now, I have a few plugins enabled and I'm going to disable one of them. And I'm going to work with YouTube summaries first, because if I look at my plugins here, the first one is YouTube summaries. So the first thing I'm going to do is go into YouTube and look at a particular. So I have this episode 2 of my AI love affair on YouTube. I'm going to copy this video and come here into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, so just remembering this is YouTube summaries, I'm going to say, look at this, go through this video, give me a summary as well as the top 4 takeaways this video, and let's see what it does. So here you can see it's actually using YouTube summaries. If you want to look at its work, you can see what it's doing. It's picked the URL and it's gone in and done some interesting things. It's gone in and done some sections and done some emojis. So here's a summary of the video. The video discusses the role of artificial intelligence in ideating and growing a business. It emphasizes how AI is a great tool. This is amazing, right? So if you can think about how this is so useful when you think about long YouTube videos that you're trying to figure out, this is so powerful. And I want you to use this more, because you don't want to waste your time watching an entire video, mine included, if you can get it all by just doing that. So AI is a powerful way to unlock multiple opportunities, understanding the fears, frustrations, 3 key steps. It's really done a great job with taking the takeaways from that particular video. All right, let's look at the next one. So the next one on this list is diagram, and I'm going to show you how to use that. So again, I'm going to come into the plugin section here, and you're going to see me enable, actually, I'll leave YouTube summaries on and I will enable diagram. Okay. So I'm going to test this out, right? This is a video about 5 cheap AI stocks ready to explode. And what I'm going to do is copy this link and I'm going to say into ChatGPT, look at this YouTube video and draw relevant your results for me to look at. To execute this, see what it does. So what you'll notice here is the combining of the 2 different plugins, and you'll notice that I mentioned that in the video where I spoke about how you combine the 2 things. So it used YouTube summaries and then it created this diagram. Really fascinating. It made it a pie chart, but it could be a whole bunch of different things. And so each slicer represents a different AI stock discussed in the video. The size of each slice is equal as each stock was discussed once. The stocks mentioned are Nerdy, Blinkist, Sound AI, Bear AI Holdings, and Inner Data. Really interesting, and you can obviously change this. Now, I'm going to do one last one before we wind up this video because it's going to get too long. But if you want the full version of this and all the other plugins that I'm going to show you, go into the Discord group. It's going to be free. And go into the channel that says My AI Love Affair Podcast, okay? Now, the final plugin I want to show you on the podcast is the Ask Your PDF plugin, which, wow, by the way, is extremely powerful. So let me enable that and I'll leave show your diagram on so that we can maybe use them in conjunction. But let me find a really nice PDF. So the first thing I need to do is upload this PDF. So I'm going to say, where can I upload a PDF for Ask Your PDF to use on Basic? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. All right. And if I go here and I'm going to drag this and just put it in here. And this is 143 social media post ideas. I don't even remember when I downloaded that, but it is on my computer. So I thought it'd be really, really interesting to see what it does when I put that in. So we have the document ID here, which I'm going to copy. Then I'm going to come back into ChatGPT and I'm going to say, this is the doc ID. Can you read it and give me top 3 takeaways? Also look at, let's just do this first. Okay, let's see what it does. If I asked you to write the top 10 if I asked you to find the top 3 stats and put it in could you do that? But if you did have a PDF that had, really important statistics, then you can ask it to make a graph that you could use potentially in different presentations or documents that you need to use. Now, there's a lot of other things that you can do, and I want you to check out the full video of how I use ChatGPT plugins in the Discord group. So don't forget to do that. And also look forward to the next episode, because I'm going to do a really interesting growth tactic that's going to help your business massively. And I'm going to show you how to use AI to fast track that and do that at the speed of intelligence. It's going to shave off at least 10 hours of your time, and if not more. So join me in the next episode, subscribe to the show, review and rate us. Please, it really helps us get found. And until next time, love what you do what you love. Hey, AI Geek. Thanks for listening. Your job doesn't stop here. I want you to lend your voice to the conversation. So you can join those conversations, discussions, new trainings, new recordings, and the rest of the AI Geeks by going to aigeeks.co/Discord. Also, share this podcast with a friend, another potential AI Geek. Until then, much love.